Assalamu alaikum, this is Maria Zulfikar welcoming you to the English news from Btv-Chattogram. Let's begin with the top stories. ECNEC approves 25 projects worth over 45,000 crore taka. Election Commission to take measures over peaceful voting, says CEC. Chattogram to be developed into commercial city if BNP wins next national polls, says BNP Chairman Tariq Rahman. People want corruption and terrorism-free state, says Jamaat Amir. International Crimes Tribunal to deliver Chankarpur case verdict tomorrow. Preventing sound pollution shared responsibility of both government and citizens, comments Environment Advisor. Another shot dead by U.S. federal forces in crackdown on immigrants in Minneapolis of Minnesota. And Bangladesh crowned maiden SAF Women's Futsal Championship, beating Maldives by 14-2 in Thailand. Viewers, those were the top stories. Now moving on to the details. The Executive Committee of the National Economic Council (ECNEC) has approved 25 projects with an expenditure of 45,191 crore and 27 lakh taka. The approval was given at a meeting held in the NEC conference room at Agargaon in the capital today. Chief Advisor and ECNEC Chairman Professor Muhammad Yunus presided over the meeting. Members of the Advisory Council, members of the Planning Commission and secretaries concerned were present at the meeting. Later, Planning Advisor Dr. Wahiduddin Mahmood briefed the journalists. He stated that out of the total expenditure, the government's own financing is 10,881 crore 40 lakh taka, while project loans is 32,018 crore 9 lakh taka. The agency's own financing is 2,291 crore 78 lakh taka. He mentioned that among the 25 projects, there are 14 new projects, 6 revised projects, while 5 projects with extended duration. Chief Election Commissioner A.M.M. Nasiruddin has said foreign diplomats have expressed their highest confidence in the Election Commission to hold a free, fair and neutral election. He said this while responding to a question from journalists after a meeting with all foreign diplomats working at embassies and missions in Bangladesh, held at a hotel in the capital today. The CEC said foreign diplomats were briefed on all the preparations and processes undertaken by the Commission to ensure a free, fair, neutral and acceptable election. He added that they expressed satisfaction with the overall preparedness of the Election Commission. He further said the foreign diplomats stated that they have strong confidence in the Commission regarding the conduct of a transparent election and that they will continue to extend their full cooperation to the Election Commission in the future. Earlier, the Election Commission held a meeting with all foreign diplomats working at embassies and missions in Bangladesh at a hotel in the morning. Election Commissioners Abdur Rahman Al Masood, Begum Tahmida Ahmed, Muhammad Anwarul Islam Shorkar, retired Brigadier General Abul Fazal Muhammad Sanaullah, Senior Secretary of the Election Commission Secretariat Akhtar Ahmed, along with other senior officials of the Election Commission took part in the meeting. In addition, ambassadors, high commissioners and representatives of the European Union and the United Nations from various countries participated in the meeting. BNP Chairman Tariq Rahman urged voters to place their trust in the Dhaneshish, sheaf of paddy, the symbol of the BNP, in the upcoming national parliamentary election. He said that if they win, an inclusive Bangladesh will be built with people of all religions and ethnicities. He said this today while addressing an election rally at the historic polo ground in the port city of Chattogram. Tariq Rahman said, if the BNP wins the next national parliamentary election, Chattogram will be developed into a commercial city. He said, if the BNP comes to power, law and order in the country will be brought under control and criminals, regardless of their party affiliation, will be dealt with strictly. He also said conspiracies have started again and called upon everyone to remain vigilant so that no one can deprive people of their right to vote and freedom of expression.
বাণিজ্যিক রাজধানী ইনশাআল্লাহ বিএনপি আগামী 12 তারিখে নির্বাচনে আপনাদের সমর্থনে বিএনপি সরকার গঠনে সক্ষম হলে খালেদা জিয়ার সেই উদ্যোগ যত দ্রুত সম্ভব আগামী বিএনপি সরকার সেটিকে বাস্তবায়ন করবে, যাতে করে এই এলাকার মানুষ ব্যাংকিং সুবিধা সহ সকল কিছু এখানে বসেই কাজ সেরে নিতে পারে। যেই হোক না কেন, এমনকি আমাদের দলের অনেক লোক যারা কোনো অনৈতিক কাজে নিজেকে জড়িত করেছে, আমরা তাদেরকেও ছাড় দেইনি। আজ এই দেশের জনগণ, এই দেশের মানুষ যদি বিএনপির পাশে থাকে, ইনশাআল্লাহ আগামী দিনে আমরা একইভাবে কঠোর হস্তে দেশের আইন শৃঙ্খলাকে নিয়ন্ত্রণ করব, যাতে দেশের সাধারণ মানুষ, খেটে খাওয়া মানুষ যাতে করে নির্বিঘ্নে জীবিকা নির্বাহ করতে পারে। আমরা যতই পরিকল্পনা গ্রহণ করি, আরেকটি বিষয় আছে, যদি সেই বিষয়টিকে আমরা নিয়ন্ত্রণ না করি তাহলে আমাদের কোনো পরিকল্পনা সফল হবে না। যে কোনো মূল্যে আগামী বিএনপি সরকার দুর্নীতির টুটি চেপে ধরবে। এই দুটি হচ্ছে আমাদের কমিটমেন্ট এই দেশের মানুষের কাছে।
The much-awaited election rally of BNP in Chattogram has been held today. The chief guest of the rally was BNP chairman Tariq Rahman. The rally site became a sea of people centering his arrival to the port city. Tariq Rahman came to Chattogram after almost 20 years. They listened attentively to their leader's speech. The excited leaders and activists hope that Tariq Rahman will lead the formation of a new Bangladesh free from oppression, torture and bribery and corruption. The entire BNP family in Chattogram was filled with festivities today. Thousands of leaders, activists, supporters and the public joined the rally. Their expectations were that a new Bangladesh will be formed under the leadership of Tariq Rahman. The leaders and workers present at the rally believe that BNP's victory in the next parliamentary elections will be assured through his election rally. They are optimistic that if Tariq Rahman wins the election and forms the government, the hopes and aspirations of the people of the country will be fulfilled. They believe that political changes are beginning in the country since Tariq Rahman returned to the country, which will be helpful in ensuring good governance in the future. The people who joined the rally hope that people's verdict in the upcoming parliamentary election will lay the grave of the politics of oppression and fascism. BNP Chairman Tariq Rahman has announced plans to establish an export processing zone in Feni to create large-scale employment opportunities for the region's youth. Addressing a massive election rally organized by the district BNP at the Feni Government Pilot High School ground on Sunday afternoon, the BNP leader outlined his party's vision for economic and social reform if they are voted into power in the upcoming national election. Tariq Rahman emphasized transforming the youth into skilled human resources through specialized training to secure high-paying jobs abroad. BNP chairman pledged to build more health centers at the union level to ensure better medical access for rural citizens and children. To protect the Feni, Lokipur and Noakhali regions from natural disasters like floods and tidal surges, he promised to initiate comprehensive canal digging programs and the construction of flood control embankments. Highlighting the February 12 election as a turning point, he urged the people of Feni to vote for the chief of party to bring about a change in their fortune. The rally, presided over by district BNP convener Sheikh Farid Bahar, saw a massive turnout of supporters. Earlier in the day, Tariq Rahman reached Feni by road from Chattogram as part of his nationwide election campaign. BNP Chairman Tariq Rahman has announced an ambitious nationwide plan to excavate 20,000 kilometers of canals to solve Bangladesh's persistent waterlogging and irrigation challenges. Speaking at a program titled Youth Policy Talk with Tariq Rahman, held at a hotel in the port city, the BNP leader shared his vision for the country's infrastructure and governance if the party is voted into power. Tariq Rahman emphasized that no development plan, no matter how grand, can succeed without restoring law and order and curbing corruption. He stated that a zero-tolerance policy against corruption and a strengthened law enforcement system are essential prerequisites for national progress. 340 students from 50 universities attended in the program. Jamaati Islami Amir Dr. Shafiqur Rahman said the people of the country no longer want to see any fascist rule. He said the people want to see a state free from corruption and terrorism. He made the remarks today at an election rally in the Kajla Bridge area of Jatrabari in the capital. The Jamaati Islami Amir said if voters give them the opportunity in the upcoming election, they will work to solve people's problems and establish a society based on justice. At the rally, Jamaati Islami's Daripalla symbol candidate for Dhaka 4, Muhammad Kamal Hussain, Jamaat candidate for Dhaka 5, Said Zainul Abidin, and other leaders of the party alliance also addressed the meeting. The verdict in a crimes against humanity case over the killing of 6 people, including martyr Anas, during the July mass uprising at Chankarpur in the capital, is scheduled to be delivered tomorrow. The judgment is set to be announced by Tribunal 1, led by Justice Ghulam Murtuza Muzumdar. Earlier, the verdict was scheduled to be delivered on 20th January, but the date was later shifted to 26th of January. Meanwhile, the second day of testimony is underway in a case filed against deposed Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, her security advisor Tariq Ahmed Siddique, and 11 others, including army officers, over allegations of enforced disappearance and torture at a joint interrogation cell during the ousted Army League regime. At Tribunal 1 today, former Army officer Hasinur Rahman, a victim of enforced disappearance, is testifying in the case. Earlier, on 29th of January, BNP leader Hummam Kader Chaudhry, another victim of enforced disappearance, testified as the first witness. On the other hand, the defense today began presenting arguments in the murder case of Abu Said, a student from Rangpur and the first martyr of the July mass uprising. Arguments began in the morning at Tribunal 2, led by Justice Nuzrul Islam Chaudhry. Earlier in the morning, 10 accused arrested in the 2 cases were produced before the tribunals. Environment, Forest and Climate Change Advisor Saida Rizwana Hassan said unnecessary honking should be avoided, as preventing sound pollution is a shared responsibility of both the government and citizens. She made the remarks today at a public gathering organized to raise awareness against the use of horns during a coordinated drive discouraging honking in the government-declared silent zone of the airport area. Saida Rizwana Hassan said just as police impose penalties on vehicles using digital devices for traffic violations, similar measures should be introduced to take action against unnecessary honking. She also urged everyone to take collective responsibility nationwide to discourage the use of horns on roads. Environment Secretary Dr. Farhina Ahmed, TNCC Administrator Muhammad Ejaz, Additional Police Commissioner of Dhaka Metropolitan Police Muhammad Sarwar and Chairman of the Civil Aviation Authority of Bangladesh Air Vice Marshal Mustafa Mahmood Siddiq were present at the program. Now, international news. Another man has been shot dead by U.S. police in a crackdown on immigrants. The federal forces carried out the raid in the city of Minneapolis in Minnesota state. A large crowd took to the streets to protest. The head of the Minneapolis Police Department told reporters that a 37-year-old man was shot and killed on Saturday. The man was a Minneapolis resident and a U.S. citizen. His parents identified him as Alex Pretty, who worked as a nurse in an ICU. Immigration enforcement and other federal agents have been deployed in Minneapolis for weeks, and they are conducting a crackdown on illegal immigrants. Minneapolis has been witnessing daily protests since the police shot and killed 37-year-old Renee Goody on January 7. The shooting has sparked anger among protesters, and hundreds of people have gathered at the scene. They are engaging in confrontations with police. In addition to the snowfall, a powerful winter storm has cancelled about 13,000 flights across the United States. The powerful storm that began on Saturday has caused power outages in large areas of the country and severely disrupted traffic as important roads were covered in ice. Local authorities have declared a state of emergency in at least 17 states and the District of Columbia due to weather-related disasters. About 140 million people from New Mexico to New England, or more than 40% of the total population of the United States, are under a winter storm warning due to the impact of the storm. The National Weather Service of the United States said heavy snow, freezing rain and hail may occur from Saturday to Monday across the New England region, starting from the southern Rocky Mountains. At the same time, people have been asked to prepare for several days of severe cold. At least 61 people have died in Afghanistan in the past 3 days due to heavy snowfall and rain. The country's disaster management authority said the deaths occurred in central and northern provinces. In addition to 110 people injured in the natural disaster, 458 houses were destroyed. Most of the dead were reported to have died from roof collapses and avalanches. Authorities also confirmed that many died from frostbite in sub-zero temperatures. The disaster has cut off communication between the capital Kabul and northern provinces, including Afghanistan's vital Salang Highway. Authorities in Parwan province said the adverse weather is severely hampering rescue efforts. About 12 provinces, including Kabul, are currently without power after a main transmission line for electricity imported from Uzbekistan was damaged. Many livestock have died and countless shops have collapsed in the avalanche. Rescue teams are delivering emergency food to tourists and residents stranded on a mountain road in Bamyan province. The country's disaster management authority has advised residents not to travel on snow-covered roads unless absolutely necessary. In addition, heavy rains have also caused extensive damage in the southern Afghan province of Kandahar. According to the local emergency department, 6 children died when the roof of a house collapsed due to strong winds and heavy rain on Wednesday. The natural disaster has brought a new humanitarian crisis to Afghanistan, which has been plagued by a long-running war and economic crisis. Air France has resumed its Dubai service after temporarily suspending it due to the geopolitical situation in the Middle East. US President Donald Trump has repeatedly threatened strikes on Iran over the crackdown on the protest movement that recently erupted across Iran. The French airline on Friday said it was freezing its flights to certain destinations and monitoring developments in the region to ensure the highest level of flight safety and security. Dutch Airlines KLM, which belongs to the same group as Air France, also halted flights until further notice to cities in the Middle East. KLM said it had suspended flights until further notice to Tel Aviv, Dubai, Dammam, and Riyadh, and would not fly through the airspace of Iraq, Iran, Israel, and several countries in the Gulf.